The following is a PCN Sports presentation.
From Eagle View Middle School in Mechanicsburg, PCN's live coverage of the PIAA Soccer Championships continues with the 4A girls classification. An all-District 1 affair between a couple of familiar foes in champion Pennridge, looking to down runner-up Conestoga for a second time this postseason. Good afternoon to all. Christy Fulkerson and Cassie Schmidt here with you on the campus of Cumberland Valley. And like so many in attendance tonight, Cass, we are looking forward to this much-anticipated rematch.
Some rivals when it comes to District 1, and of course seeing each other in the district championship. The Rams getting the best of Conestoga in that one by a 1-0 final. Stoga feeling like they had their opportunities and looking forward to this rematch, while Pennridge, a team that feels like they left some stuff out there in that game.
Pennridge is the visiting team today, back in the state final for a third time in 4 years and second in a row, unbeaten at 24-0-1. The Lady Rams winning the 2020 crown, taking silver last fall under the direction of Audrey Anderson, who has been at the helm of her alma mater for 12 seasons. And one of the best to come through the program is Dayton commit Olivia Grenda.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 26 goals just this season, 13 assists. She's a very tenacious, hardworking player, especially with her back to goal. She's great with only a few touches and being able to quickly turn on her defenders. Scored 65 career goals, and that says a lot because of the district competition they face. She is that type of player, though, to make a difference on a stage like this one.
The home team today is fellow District 1 foe Conestoga. The runner-up Pioneers making their third finals appearance in 5 years at 21-3, looking for the program's first title since 2008. They are here for the first time under Dean Mariotti in her second season as head coach. Their leading scorer is a dynamic player looking to get things started today in Kate Kemmerly.
Yeah, just a sophomore. The forward's got 33 goals this season and 11 assists. She's a player that just seems to find herself always in the right spot. She's both fast and tall. She finishes well, and she's also got a great touch, but also look for her to go one-on-one in a lot of scenarios tonight.
Mentioned it was a 1-0 Pennridge victory over Conestoga in the District 1 championship game 2 weeks ago. Will it be repeat gold for the Rams, or is it the Pioneers' turn here in the PIAA title game? The 4A girls finale comes your way next on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Two title games down, 2 to go on this Friday in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. The PIAA Soccer Championships coming to you live here on PCN. Christy Fulkerson, Cassie Schmidt here with you from Eagle View Middle School. One thing we know for sure is the 4A state champion is coming from District 1. The Rams of Pennridge, the Pioneers from Conestoga, about to go head-to-head for the second time this season, this postseason. In fact, we had a chance to talk to both head coaches, both ultimately a ton of respect for the other program, and both really feel like if they execute the way they have all year, they're going to be the ones that are victorious.
Yeah, it's funny because coming into this matchup, we were thinking a lot about, how does that first matchup in the district championship really dictate what both of these teams are trying to do today? And obviously, it's one of those things where it happened a few weeks ago, so you can't necessarily rely on everything that you learned from that meeting. However, both teams feel like it was a learning lesson. Obviously, Conestoga coming out of that one after a 1-0 loss, and so feeling like they competed. It was a close game, and they were well within the reach to possibly win that game. And so they're hungry for, a rematch here for obviously a bigger state gold. And then when you look at obviously what Pennridge has done in winning that district championship and making it back to yet another state final, I think they have high expectations. They do each and every year. But I think this one is one of those situations where you look back at that meeting and say, we probably could have done a little bit better. We hope to do that and execute that here in this matchup tonight.
The Pennridge Lady Rams are coming off a 5-0 victory over District 11 champion Parkland in the semifinal round to get back to the championship game, where last year they fell to Central Dauphin. And this is a group that has an awful lot of firepower. We knew they returned just about everybody. I think Coach Anderson said, you know, we expect to be back here and have another shot at this next year. And for Conestoga, playing some of their best soccer at the right time. They're coming off a win over the runner-up out of the Whippeal in District 7 in North Allegheny. That was a 2-0 victory in the semifinal round. So exactly what you want to see, some teams that are really happy with the effort that they're getting from their team at the right time. We know that Conestoga is dealing with a couple of injuries, not even fully sure minutes ago who was going to be starting here in the championship game, but great to have the depth that they do have in this program to for sure put out a quality lineup here today, according to their head coach and Dean Mariotti.
Yeah, and telling us too that she has faith and belief and trust in a lot of different girls to get the job done here today, and you have to, right? I mean, you earned a spot here in the PIAA state championship for a reason, and obviously that was with hard work, determination, and ultimately some really talented players and good play overall to reach this state final.
Teams making their way out onto the field, and we will turn things over to the PA announcer for our starting lineups to get things going in this 4A championship contest.
First, the visiting team of Pennridge. The Rams represent PIAA District 1 and enter today's game with a record of 24-0-1. In goal, Cece Damas. Number 10, a senior, Ava Kiwak. Number 19, a senior, Meredith Blannett. Number 25, a senior, Sophie Craig. Number 29, a senior, Haley Primwhere. Number 30, a senior, Lindsay Balmer. Number 32, a senior, Tori Angelo. Number 36, a senior, Liv Grenda. Number 40, a senior, Anna Croyle. Number 42, a sophomore, Addie Mills. And number 44, a senior, Casey Malone. The Rams are coached by Audrey Anderson and assisted by Jason Lawler and Lucas Kreiner. Now, let's meet the home team from Conestoga. The Pioneers are represented by PIAA District 1 and enter the game with a record of 21-3. In goal, Margaret Steggy. Number 1, a junior, Janie Laughlin. Number 2, a junior, Isabel Allred. Number 9, a senior, Eva Stagnaro. Number 11, a senior, Marissa Francioni. Number 12, a sophomore, Lauren Grimes. Number 13, a senior, Harley Carboner. Number 23, a sophomore, Kate Kemmerly. Number 32, a junior, Kira Kemmerly. Number 33, a senior, Chloe Brown. And number 35, a senior, Natalie Yarmark.
Thank you.
The Pioneers are coached by Deanna Mariotti and assisted by Kelly Caput, Betsy Engels, Bree Stemler, Allie Inch, Johnny Reynolds, and Wendy Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you please rise and remove your caps for the singing of our national anthem by Carmelina Smith of Plymouth White Marsh High School. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight lights last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Getting closer and closer to kickoff here in this 4A Girls PIAA Soccer Championship game. We've seen a couple of good contests already on this Friday here in Mechanicsburg. Out of District 4 on the girls' side in 2A, Central Columbia claiming back-to-back titles, and a dramatic one in the first boys' game this weekend. Also in the 2A class, Camp Hill winning in double overtime over Quaker Valley out of District 3. And Cass, we know here in the 4A girls, it's going to be a District 1 champion. Just not sure if they're wearing the white jerseys or the maroon on this afternoon from Eagle View Middle School.
Well, yeah, you talk about it, obviously, only one, being a winner today, but they're both coming from District 1. So obviously from a District 1 perspective, you have to be pretty happy about the competition that is obviously within that district, and having not only just one is pretty impressive, but two, playing for a state final is ultimately very, very impressive.
This Pennridge team is the visitor. They're going to be in white today. They've not allowed a goal since the regular season finale back on the 20th of October. That's 7 straight shutouts, including that 1-0 win in the District 1 finale over Conestoga. And their goalie is Saritha DeMoss. She did a great job keeping Parkland out of the back of the net. A shutout again in the semifinal round. And there's a look at Greta Steggy in between the pipes for the Pioneers. So the sophomore DeMoss for Pennridge, the senior Steggy for the Pioneers, who also started in that 2021 championship game when the Pioneers left with a silver medal. That was under the direction of Ben Wilson, and Coach Mariotti, as we talked about a little bit earlier, on that staff. She said they were in contact a little bit earlier today about getting back to this point. There is a look at Saritha DeMoss, the sophomore goalie. Again, a part of 20 shutouts this season for the Rams. And we are underway in the 4A title game. The first pass intended along the left flank to Tori Angelo, just out of reach. The Rams in white as the visitor, moving from right to left. And Conestoga in maroon, the home team moving from left to right.
Always about trying to establish game flow here in the opening minutes. Both teams probably getting some good looks on frame and some opportunities in their final offensive third. See if any of them can take advantage, though, of an early opportunity.
It's a solid win there by Liv Grenda, pushing the troops forward. They'll get a throw-in out of it. Pressure coming against Jenny Laughlin, the junior, on defense for the Pioneers. Long throw-in from Casey Malone into the box. Cleared away, back on it.
Look for that a number of times from Casey Malone. She's got a fantastic throw in, and especially deep in their offensive third. Look to kind of treat it almost like a corner.
Quick counter attempt coming, slowed there as the ball got to Lauren Grimes, the sophomore forward, to push it all the way across the field for Ava Stagnero. Rolls over the touchline for a Rams throw-in.
Two teams that are very good defensively, and I think that's very important for both squads to sort of establish that defensive presence early on and make things hard on two offenses that are used to scoring a lot.
Kept in along the right sideline, a tough one to corral out of the air. Arlie Carboner will just take that one touch, knock it out, and get reset defensively. Conestoga starts 6 seniors, 3 juniors, and a couple of sophomores here in the finale. 14 total seniors on this roster and a part of a couple of finalist teams, as we mentioned here in 2021, lost in the championship game to Moon. As Pennridge gets to the end line, the cross bounces in and around, and a denial right on the goal line. That one skipped just through Steggy, and a golden opportunity they just miss on.
Yeah, Jenny Laughlin coming up with an absolutely massive play. Just a job well done to be in the right position, looking like an easy one for Sophie Craig, but Laughlin, the hero in that moment, the junior.
Another long throw in. Chip to the top of the box. Angelo looks to flick it on. Has Grenda working to get around the defender. Conestoga wants a whistle for a potential PK, or rather Pennridge does.
I was gonna say, I don't think Conestoga wants it.
Conestoga is happy, able to push everybody out and deny another grade A chance from the Rams.
Taking a look at it one more time. It's a nice ball in, actually, from Tori Angelo to just kind of float it over top. I don't think enough contact there. Obviously, it comes from behind, so that's why it's sort of in question, right? And a player goes down in the box, and of course, everybody wants a whistle. But I don't think enough contact to call a foul there in a state final.
You'll take goals any way you can get them in a state final for sure. Nicely done by the Pioneers defense. 12 shutouts for them this season. Sophie Craig looking back, looking to possess here in the midfield. Here is Angelo trying to get through Laughlin. It's a win by Kate Kemmerly. Chips it to the middle of the field looking for Grimes, and it's stolen away. Play on the back line. Addie Mills doing a nice job as a sophomore center back this year for Pennridge. It goes, back to what we were talking about in terms of not giving up much. They've outscored their PIAA opponents 17-0.
And no doubt about it, when you have a, sort of a partner back there and your other center back in Anna Croyle for the Rams, that helps to be able to lean on that leadership and that experience that Anna Croyle, obviously gives to this team and certainly to the back line. That's absolutely huge for a sophomore to have back there.
Malone looking to switch fields. There's Mills again starting the play forward. Lindsay Ballmer along the right flank. Saw one opportunity from her along the end line, heads back in that direction. Cuts it, uses the left-footed cross, and right there on the back post, just can't finish as Angelo.
Yeah, it's a tough angle, first of all, but you're pretty deep. And first off, you have to credit Lindsay Ballmer. Just a fantastic speed on that far side and finding Angelo perfectly, but she goes with the top of the laces, and I think because of that, it ends up going way too high. You almost want to try to get it with the inside of the foot and try to just tap it in. Obviously, she puts herself in the perfect spot to get on the end of that service, and Ballmer does a beautiful job of getting it in, but unfortunately, Angelo cannot finish that one.
Here come the Pioneers looking to load from the right side. Again, that's Grimes, the sophomore forward who's worked her way into a starting role in kind of the final third this season, according to Coach Mariotti. Just works and works and works, and we've already seen her, make 2 or 3 runs to create some offense here early on.
Yeah, Coach telling us she's not the biggest player on the field, but she plays like she is that big. No matter who she's going up against, obviously Anna Croyle has a nice big body in there, and it's very aggressive on the back line.
Laughlin sends that one in to test Saritha DeMoss for the first time.
But again, she's a player in Lauren Grimes that doesn't mind. No matter how big or small you are, she's very aggressive on her first touch and even her speed off the ball. That stuff does not scare her no matter her size.
District 11 championship meeting between these two. Pretty fast pace, according to the head coaches. Expected more of the same. A lot of athletes on this field. That goes without saying. Number of Division 1, 2, and 3 college commits, and not just in soccer.
Right.
Lacrosse, basketball, a little bit of everything. Just relentless pressure there from Liv Grenda to not make it easy for the Pioneers to connect any sort of pass in the midfield.
Yeah, that's all Grenda just applying that pressure and making it hard for the midfielder to try to get out and start getting forward. So you got to credit Grenda there for just continuing that work ethic and trying to force the turnover, and she did.
Ava Kiewak sends that one ahead looking for Haley Primwhere. Tori Angelo just gets a foot on that, forcing Steggy to come out and make the save. Balmer working back, opened an opportunity there along the right side, quickly denied by Ava Stagnaro.
Yeah, but that's exactly, you saw Steggy go right away, throwing it out to her defender on the outside. When we talk about being fast-paced, obviously that means a lot of these players have speed, but it's really the attempt to move quickly, whether that's in transition or off a free kick or any of those things.
Here's Grenda again. Steggy forced to come out, collides with another Ram, but makes the stop.
Yeah, I believe it was Primwhere that time looking to connect on the service from Grenda. And we've seen a couple really dangerous services now, both from Grenda and then also Lindsey Balmer on that far side. This time Grenda doing what she does best, just being able to turn on her defender just so quickly. In a blink of an eye, she only needs one touch to usually turn on that defender, does a great job and plays a beauty of a ball inside the 6.
Tight quarters for the Pioneers there. Trying to flick it on. It's controlled in the midfield again by Pennridge as Angelo isn't able to keep that one in play.
Yeah, Angelo's still trying to find her first touch a little bit here. We've seen Malone try to connect with her twice, and again, she's done a nice job when she's one-on-one, but it's the services out to Tori Angelo that have suffered a little bit, where she hasn't been able to get a very clean first touch just yet.
She is able to draw the corner kick, though, on a great run down this left flank, forcing the last touch to come from Carboner.
Yeah, right at the last moment, too. You got to credit Angelo for just not only sticking with that play, but also being smart and realizing that Carboner was there.
Setting up with 2 players here for a potential short corner opportunity. They have used that at times. Sophie Craig and Grenda over there. Craig will deliver to the back post, headed down. Skipped around a little bit as Balmer tracks it down in the corner, keeps it in along the end line, tries for another cross, and it's out of play.
So Lindsey Balmer actually in their game against Parkland in the semifinals had to move more into a outside back position due to Blannett as we take a quick look at the replay here. All eyes on that ball, but just nearly missing a clean contact there.
And that was Croyle getting in on the action as she so often does. Grenda uses the right foot to go back to the post, misses wide, continuing to bring that pressure up the middle of the field.
Yeah, but going back to Balmer, obviously Blannett went out with a bit of an injury in that semifinal game against Parkland, and so Balmer was sort of had to be put in a position of playing a little more defense, and also against the likes of Parkland's Ellie Cucker, who's third-team All-American, and so just a big job for her to step up in that role.
Here's Angelo, looks to slot it through for Grenda. She tries, I think, the give and go, just tripped up a little soon. That's Kiewak to connect as well before it's finally cleared back to midfield and immediately won out of the air by Mills.
Yeah, it was a nice press by Kira Kemmerly that time to make sure it did not get through that back line.
To the right, where Balmer has made a living here in the early goings. Another left-footed cross, this one in front, and they do not miss. 1-0 Pennridge. Liv Grenda on the doorstep fires it home.
Yeah, and you kind of felt that one coming, right? I mean, Lindsey Balmer's just been fantastic on that far side, just continuing to go at the defender, continuing to look for those crosses and services inside, and they've continued to put them into really dangerous areas. And for the most part, Steggy's done a nice job of really making sure that she saves that initial pass, but unfortunately, it's the second opportunity here. Obviously, Balmer, nice and patient, puts it across the face of goal, and because of that, too.
It's not Grenda, I apologize. She's in there. Let's take another look at,
is it Primwhere?
I think you can see Grenda right there and kind of creating some havoc, but a nice job, again, attacking as a team, all in that perfect position to fire one into the back of the net. Here's Tori Angelo on the run again. Looking to get another corner kick out of it, and she does, working against Marissa Francione.
So it's Haley Primwhere with a goal with about 30 minutes left in this first half. But that's why you send those services into the box. And when they're so good like that and flighted and driven perfectly the way Balmer has been placing them, it's just so dangerous. It's so hard for a defense to automatically clear it off the one touch. And when they do, or when we've seen Steggy make really good saves, it's going right back to where the Pennridge Lady Rams are sort of all collapsed into that dangerous area. So you got to credit the service, and you also got to credit the follow-through.
Haley Primware's 12th of the season puts the Rams in front here. Get another corner kick. Less than 2 minutes later. Service to the back post again, and it's headed down and not missing. This time, I believe it's Croyle.
Doing what she does best in the air, and that's their target each and every time off of set pieces and corners. Her and Mills are just fantastic in the air, as we see Conestoga just taking a talk about their defense and seeing what they can do differently, obviously off set pieces and corners, where Pennridge is a team that obviously thrives. And why not? When you have a player like Croyle who's just so fantastic in the air, it's a beautiful header that goes back down across the face of goal, just so hard to stop. And the Rams are already up 2-0 with 28 to play in this first half.
It's almost an exact replica of the corner kick we saw just 5-6 minutes or so ago, where Croyle got a head on it, kind of lost her footing. But that's why you saw that extra big smile, not missing on her 10th goal of the season here in the state final.
Number 29, Haley Primware, with an
But
assist
in-game
by number
adjustments
30,
are so
Lindsay
crucial
Balmer.
when you're playing at a level like this one and playing for a state championship, and to have players be so incredibly smart and make those in-game adjustments, as you mentioned, really only maybe 2 or 3 minutes later. Croyle just fixing the way that she's attacking on that header, and better placement, better timing, comes away with the goal.
Credit the assist too from Sophie Craig, her 16th this season, on a beautiful delivery from the corner. See if Conestoga has an
Goal number
answer.
2
You
for the
talk about
Rams.
adjustments.
Number
I mean,
40,
right now it's just a
Croyle.
matter of getting possession
With an assist
and
from
trying
number
to push back
25,
here a little bit.
Sophie Craig.
The Rams have dominated in that department so far in this one.
Yeah, and it's just kind of that high press offense, right? Pennridge is continuing to keep their keep their foot on the gas and continuing to press forward, make it hard for that defense to even get out of their defensive third just for one. And then even any time Pennridge loses the ball, we've talked to Coach Anderson about how they like to defend as a team, as a unit. And so even when they do lose the ball, that turnover, they thrive off of quickly getting it back and seeing how fast that they can get that possession back in their favor. And we've seen that just cause so many problems for teams time and time again.
It's when we talked to her about her goalie and her defensive line and all these shutouts. Yeah, she kind of said they've been fantastic, but we try not to even let the ball get to that point, to get to our goalie. As much faith as we have in her, we defend as a team, and it's gone a long way. I mean, you look at, now with 2 goals, they have outscored their postseason opponents 37-0. I mean, these are the best opponents, across the state of Pennsylvania, and let's not discount District 1, right? One of the best, maybe the best, in the state of Pennsylvania in terms of talent and teams, including Conestoga.
Yeah, and I just think that that's the right approach to have as a team is, obviously being a former defender as well. You love when the rest of your team is also defending and sort of helping you out and making your life a little bit easier as a back line. And your keeper will tell you the same exact thing. If the ball's not getting back to me, I'm quite okay with that.
Look forward from Francione, and the stop on the shot from Kemmerly is a big one. The second one gets through, not quite as dangerous there from her sister Kira, just a bit further out.
First shot opportunity on the other side for the Pioneers.
They can keep it here in the attacking third. This one bounces to right around midfield. Stagnaro to the middle, only one there, white jerseys. Kewalk out to Balmer. A little extra after the play there. That was Carpenter in on defense. She will get the goal kick. It's going to be a That already is a fun battle to watch there on the outside with her and Balmer.
Yeah, she's been fantastic, Balmer, and her speed. I mean, we talk about how speed can just be used to your advantage so often, but Balmer, a player that certainly realizes how she can use that speed, because the way that she obviously beats defenders, she knows that she can also beat them on the cutback, and we've seen her do that a couple times, and that's how she's really gotten those services off on that far side. It's really because the speed's beating the defender, but her shifty moves to cut it back opens even more space.
And you want to see that from your wing players, right? The ability to take players one-on-one, either to get that cross, slotted ball to the top of the box, maybe even a shot. She's been outstanding here so far in this first half. Casey Malone again with that long throw, flicked on by Grenda. It's Francione and Steggy there.
Gabriella Howley also into the game for the Lady Rams, who's such a spark for this Rams team coming off the bench.
And just a freshman, 4 goals in 3 PIAA games for Howley, wearing number 24 for Pennridge.
Yeah, and 10 goals this season, which we talked about, obviously Liv Grenda in the Open, and how she has 65 in her career. And why that's so impressive is just because of the competition that they're playing. It is not easy to score goals in the league, in the district that they play in. And so 10 already from a freshman, I mean, that bids for a very successful future for the Pennridge forward.
Entering the game for Conestoga,
Kemmerly to work things along the left side.
For Pennridge,
and her sister just no time and space to work there.
Yeah, nice step by Addie Mills that time, and already quickly looking ahead up top for Howley in a very quick transition back the other way for Pennridge.
23 minutes to go in this first half, 4A girls title game. Third of 4 games to come here from Eagle View Middle School on the campus of Cumberland Valley. On Friday, we've got 4 more coming tomorrow. A dangerously slotted ball to the middle and a diving stop on the shot from Angelo.
It's a beautiful save by Greta Steggy. Just fantastic. Reading that one all the way, too. And Angelo's shot's great. I mean, the way that she one-times it, just realizing how deep she is in the box. It's a great service, kept it low, looking for Angelo. Got to go one time there. But even still, it's Steggy who comes up with a massive save.
Was Grenda on the service across the middle of the box. We've got a corner kick now. Here is Lindsay Balmer. Left-footed delivery, it's deep. Croyle does get a piece of it. Scored on a header just a little while ago. Angelo able to track it down and keep it in. One-time flick on, and I thought I heard the offside whistle, and they were still playing on. So I guess that's not, yeah, okay, it is coming in now. I heard a whistle. Yeah, I don't. It looked obvious, and then there was no whistle.
Right.
So they played on. They did the right thing.
Which I think is what Steggy is talking about with that sideline ref. And so here it is. The defense does a really nice job of getting up and pushing up. And even still, it takes a minute. Obviously, it's a great defensive play, right? You got to play to the whistle. That's what you're taught, even at a very young level. And so you have to credit Conestoga for not giving up on the play and complaining, right? When you're not getting the call, you got to still play to the whistle, no matter what, if it goes your way or not. So still credit Stoga's defense there for not allowing a goal, even when there was an offsides missed.
I'm just not sure why it came in so late. You saw him go to the hips with his hands, and either way, they got the call right. Here we go the other direction. A bit of a counter. Nobody on the other end except DeMoss. It was Grimes again, the target on the pass.
Yeah, I like the way Grimes has applied that pressure, not giving up on really many plays and continuing to press high on that defense to make sure that they know that she's coming.
Kemmerly finds her space in the middle of the field. Pass doesn't get through from Natalie Yarmark, though, able to come over and clear it out. Lots of seniors on these 2 rosters, 14 for Conestoga, 11 for Pennridge, looking to cap their careers with a gold medal.
Best way to do it. We hear it from, many coaches that we really talk to, that only one team in each classification has the opportunity to end their season with a win. And so it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, it's not even easy to get to this point, or even the semifinals for that matter. So it's an opportunity, but it's not an easy one, no doubt about it. And it's a 2-0 game right now, which, as we know, is such a dangerous score in soccer.
Both of these programs here for the 5th time in program history. Pioneers of Conestoga 2-2 so far, with titles coming in 07 and 08. And for Pennridge, 1-3 to date. Their only crown coming in 2020. It was a double OT affair when they beat North Allegheny. Goal kick coming out for Steggy. Headed right back at him, thanks to Liv Grenda. Nice win and push forward. Here's a long ball looking for Kemmerly. Kemmerly working against Croyle. Uses her body to shield her off, enough time to make the clear.
It's a great job by Croyle there. Because even with Kemmerly coming at her really, really fast, they even thought Kemmerly might have beat Croyle to the ball, which is a nice job defensively, staying calm, cool, and collected.
Kemmerly to Kemmerly, drop pass, shot from Grimes, and it's off her teammate. So frustrated not to maybe get that set piece opportunity from the corner.
Yeah, unfortunately, that time Isabella Allred was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Could use a win out of the air here off the goal kick.
Yeah, I think that's something right now that Stoga's at least not won, is a lot of those 50-50 balls in the middle, where Pennridge has won the majority of that and therefore has created more possession to go in their favor.
Chloe Brown looking again to connect with Grimes. Allred, not enough time to get the pass off. Here's Angelo. Split the defense on the pass. Tori Angelo off to the races. Goes for that far post, and a diving stop by Steggy. Outstretched arms. Just in time.
We talk about a battle between a defender and a forward all the time, or some battles in the midfield, but right now Tori Angelo and Greta Steggy are currently battling, and right now Steggy's winning that battle just because these saves have been fantastic. Tori Angelo does everything right. The first time we saw a one-touch off the volley, which was not easy to do, and then on this side, she does exactly what you want in your finishing, looking for keeping it low, looking for the far post corner, shooting across the face of goal, but it's Steggy who's just come up now twice against Angelo and making some really, really good saves.
Tori Angelo has some experience in these title games. We mentioned being here last year and taking home silver, but she also was a part of the 2020 finale. Had a couple of assists as a freshman in that game. Playing at Seton Hall next year. I don't expect that's the last time we'll hear from her. Here she is again along the left flank, stopped short by Kemmerly, or Chloe Brown, I apologize. Laughlin looking to make that extra pass to the top for Allred, unable to get it through. Pennridge does a great job of anticipating those passes and disrupting immediately.
Yeah, it's when you talk about being fast-paced, honestly, for me, I think from Pennridge, that fast pace comes in when they have an unfortunate turnover or a miscue. If something doesn't go their way, they are immediately there to respond and try to win that back. And because of that, I think then their offense continues to move in that transition in a fast way.
Pewauk and Primwhere returning to the game for the Rams.
And number 29, Haley Primware.
Primware with the first goal. She is again, a great touch to get around her defender. Here's Angelo, gets around another. Can she keep it in? It's the side netting. So close, just runs out of room.
Yeah, and I don't know if it happened more so on the first touch or the second one, that the cross wasn't as clean as I think Angelo was hoping for. Obviously, it's a beautiful ball by Haley Primware, no doubt about it. It puts it exactly where you need to. So I think it's the first touch. The first touch was way too heavy, and so because of that, she herself cuts down on the angle to make it that much harder to get a cross off.
Quick win on the far side for the Rams. Here's Grenda, looking to create some space for herself through the middle of the field. Met by 3 Pioneers. There's Kira Kemmerly.
Kira Kemmerly's had great vision today. I mean, she's putting the balls where you need to and clearly looking for the right spots and distributing well. Just unfortunately, teammates can't really get on the end of those passes.
Yeah, the first stop was Blannett. The next one there was Sophie Craig, just disrupting everything. It's a good read there by Francione. Grimes looking to connect with Kemmerly, read nicely by Croyle. Here's Angelo again. Keeps the cross low. Just unable to handle the pass there. It was Primwhere bidding for number 2. Ava Kiwak switching fields. Balmer on the right side. Gets around, has that left foot that's dangerous, and she opts for the shot. Not a bad idea.
No, not at all. And really, I thought the defender did a nice job initially. I believe it was Carboner on that far side again, who's been battling against Balmer. And she timed up the tackle perfectly, but wasn't able to win the tackle. And so it stayed in possession of Balmer, and Balmer will continue to make it hard on Carboner if she continues to have the right touches and be shifty in her cutback moves, which she has been so far in the first 30 minutes or so of this game.
Slips one back to the middle. Primware tries to lay it off, not too much on the touch, so quick clear.
Yeah, looking
Malone, pushed up to continue the attack. Primware gets behind the defense, and it'll roll over the end line. I think, again, Conestoga thought she was offside.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off. It was a nice read by Primware looking for Liv Grenda there, but I don't think Grenda was on the right page. But then still, no matter what, taking a look at it one more time, it gets started by Malone, and then it's Grenda on the shot. She is not offsides based on where it got started. So at this point in time, again, you know, thank goodness that Greta Steggy there is continuing to play on and not waiting for a whistle when maybe you think it should be an offsides call, the same way the defender was, because this is something that Pennridge is going to continue to do. Keep their foot on the gas, continue to press high, and going to continue to play, again, until the whistle blows. And when they have so many offensive threats, they're not going to stop.
Number 9.
And as a former defender, you know, you're not relying on a referee's whistle to save the day.
You certainly can't.
Right.
And
I mean, if you do, you're running laps. I know
Right.
the season's over after today, but I mean, that's just not a habit. To your point that you want to get into, because they're going to keep coming,
Right.
whether you like it or not. Primware cuts it back. Angelo tries to track it down.
Yeah, right. It seems so silly, maybe play till the whistle, but in moments like that, you absolutely have to, because you can't rely, to your point, you cannot rely on the referee to always make the right call, right or wrong. And so at that point, you just can only control what you can control, which is playing until the whistle blows.
Here's Kemmerly. Had her back to goal, able to get around Croyle. Looking to get the shot off, and it's denied by Mills.
Yeah, that really was the first time we've seen Kemmerly turn on a defender, and she did it really well. Croyle kind of misjudged, I think, her initial touch and maybe lunged a little bit the one way, and Kemmerly took advantage. But still, I think that was the best opportunity in terms of one-on-one defending for Kate Kemmerly. Again, Croyle really good usually at this, but a great cutback move by Kemmerly to open up this space, but a nice job by the defender on that far side in Addie Mills to deny the shot.
This is just an outstanding sequence. To bring that ball down, they send it all the way up to Angelo. She shoots near post, and it's wide. Steggy, I thought, got a piece of it, but maybe not. I mean, just the buildup of play after the stop and the counter. I mean, couple of one touches, great movement off the ball. Heck of a display there on the chance from Pennridge.
Well, that's what we talk about with Pennridge. I mean, it's the buildup of play, but it happens so quickly. Again, Grenda looking for Tori on that far side, and she finds her with a great ball. You got to credit the defender a little bit here, too. Greta Steggy does not get something on it, and so definitely the right call in that not being a corner. And you still have to credit, though, that's Janie Laughlin for sticking with Angelo, even though it looks like she gets beat, continuing to apply that pressure to make sure she doesn't get a clean shot off.
And again, to go back to you as a defender, and we've talked about this throughout the course of our telecast this year. I mean, you may get beat because girls may be faster than you. What's the next move? And that's to put pressure on. It's to keep your body close and take away that angle if you can, and she did that well. Dangerous box, inside the box there, opportunity for Conestoga. That happened and transpired quickly with Kemmerly. Unfortunately, right to DeMoss. Didn't have to move much to save it.
Kemmerly to Kemmerly this time once again. That sisterly connection, however, just not enough behind it. Goes pretty straight on, and so that's an easy grab for CC DeMoss.
You have to think if you're the Pioneers, you want more of that. Those low, fast-paced kind of pace shots.
Well, we've seen a couple opportunities now really be created by the Kemmerly sisters. And obviously there's a little added advantage there, right? Sort of that twin telepathy. They're not twins, but that telepathy maybe that you get when you are sisters, of knowing where each other are at moments where you may not know if you're just teammates. And so maybe use that to your advantage a little bit more as this first half continues on with almost under 9 to play.
Margot LePage, the junior, into the game for Conestoga, and I believe Coach Mariotti used the term spidey sense for the sisters.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
You got it.
Spidey sense is something they have for sure. But you have to use it to your advantage, right? I mean, when you have 2 sisters on the field, that's something you cannot create just by 2 other players, but it's something the sisters have.
I think the timing, as you saw in that opportunity there, is just a tad off right now for the Pioneers in terms of, the distributing, the connection. They think their teammate's going to do one thing and they do something else, and it allows Pennridge to step through.
Yeah, now Laughlin has moved all the way up into that forward roll.
DeMoss coming all the way out to poke that one free. They reload from the corner of the box. It's a great shot, and it's off the crossbar. Quick work from that far side. That was Laughlin, as you mentioned, pushed up and created an opportunity immediately.
Well, she's done a nice job defensively, but obviously now we see her pushed up more into that forward roll, and you got to credit to Moss there for coming off her line and making the first initial stop. But this is a beautiful build-up of play, sending it back that time to Laughlin, and it's a great ball.
It's also a great effort by Kemmerly to keep that ball out of the hands of DeMoss, keep the play alive, creating that second chance, and they'll get a corner kick out of it.
Yeah, right now they're first of the game here for Conestoga.
Harley Carboner, the senior, on the delivery. It's short, flicked over the top. Trying to control. Stagnaro. And it's cleared away. Some of the best opportunities Conestoga has had in this first half over the last few minutes. See if they can keep it here. Kemmerly. Cross right to a ram, and they'll at least clear it temporarily. As Primwhere comes back to try to win it out of the air, and that'll be a whistle and a handball against Pennridge.
Yeah, initially I thought he was going to go the other way for a second. That's why he hesitated, but making the right call here. And this is a handball, I believe, on Primwhere this time. Yeah, just with her hand that high up. It's kind of a no-brainer. She almost tried to avoid it and did a nice job, but did not. So it's going to be a Kemmerly sister here on the free kick.
Kira with the delivery, going to that back post. DeMoss comes out and snags it out of the air.
Great read by DeMoss there, and we've seen her be great off her line. She's also got that big body, a tall presence back there between the pipes, and using that to her advantage there on a nice flighted ball to the back post.
Mentioned these 2 teams both come from District 1, the champs in Pennridge, runner-up Conestoga, separated by about 40 miles, both northwest of Philadelphia, but not overly familiar. They meet often, in the postseason. Met a couple years back in the state tournament in a game decided in penalty kicks in favor of the Pioneers. Just a couple of well-respected programs that done some damage in this state tournament as of late.
Yeah, it's a different type of rivalry when you meet at the biggest moments of the year. Taking a look at a foul call. This is going to go in favor of Conestoga here, as the foul is going to be called on the slide tackle by Gabriella Howley.
This one goes off a ram's head. Good recovery there by Mills. DeMoss was coming off her line, but not likely to win that race.
Yeah, right now I think the Pennridge defense, the biggest difference is the clearances have been way out of harm's way. We've seen Stoga kind of struggle a little bit anytime it gets deep inside their 18-yard box, and even in the 6, we've seen service after service come the Pennridge Lady Rams ways, but it was kind of Conestoga struggling to get the clearances. Now Stoga's on the attack on the other end, but I think Pennridge, their defense has done a really nice job of clearing chances out.
You get the feeling that Conestoga is starting to get in a little bit of a groove, making some adjustments, as you mentioned, with Laughlin going up. We've had, I know they had some players that were questionable, a little bit banged up, an ankle injury here, which was going to affect the lineup. So it almost feels like they've started to settle in. 5 minutes to go in this first half, but generating some good opportunities here against Audrey Anderson's team, who's in front by a pair of goals.
Yeah, and I think we talk about it all the time, like even if you don't get a goal, it is crucial to go into halftime feeling like you've created some energy, some good chances, and some momentum. We talk about it countless times throughout a soccer season, but 2-0 is the most dangerous score you can have in a soccer game, and so certainly the Pioneers are not down and out of this one just yet.
Extra work to maintain possession here. A long ball intended, I believe, for Kemmerly. Just a bit of a heavy touch. Sends it over the touch line. 4:14 now on the clock.
Yeah, we'll actually have a deep throw in here for the Rams. That one off Balmer, and so now it'll be possession in favor of the Pioneers.
Here's Balmer. There's it almost to midfield. Good awareness and some space on the near side. That's LePage. Tries to slot it through two, doesn't get by. It'll be a throw-in coming up for the Rams.
Yeah, it's a tough angle. At that point, with so many defenders so close to you, LePage, if you're going to have the service happen then, you almost need to flight it to get it over and get it into a more dangerous area. And if not, you got to keep going. Got to take on your defender, go end line, and then service a ball. Keep it low on the other end.
Tori Angelo already off to the races here on this left flank. Great defensive recovery there by Brown to not allow that pass.
Yeah, defensive intensity also picking up a little bit here for Conestoga. They've kind of made the smarter decisions as this first half has gone on. Unfortunately, already down 2-0 though.
Another win there by Brown, trying to keep her team pushed forward. Lots of space on the far side for Pennridge. Blannett doesn't connect on the pass. Kemmerly to midfield, to the outside. A tough one to handle there for LePage. Grenda working against Brown. Drops it for Angelo, tight quarters. Initially looked like LePage might win that battle, but throw in for Pennridge. Casey Malone pushed up.
LePage has come on and done a nice job in that right back role. It's not easy to defend against Tori Angelo, but she's done a nice job of it so far since she's been in.
That was almost a dangerous opportunity there. Doesn't get through Addie Mills. If it does, potential numbers up situation for the Pioneers. Balmer to the cross. Two-touch shot denied. Doesn't get through to Steggy. Kemmerly will clear it over the sideline with 1:17 to go in this first half.
I do love that cutback, though. Balmer doing a nice job, obviously, on the cutback initially to create that space, but then finding Howley just inside the 18.
That time, Balmer loses the touch a little bit. I believe deflected, though, so we'll have a corner kick.
Yep. Pennridge's fourth here in this first half as they send two to the corner on the far side.
Always have two options, the short corner, the long delivery. They scored on one of these already. It was a header from Anna Croyle. Always the intended target, doesn't make connection initially. She does with the foot, though. Angelo is there.
I think we're going to get an offsides call again.
I believe she was just behind that last defender.
And that's something Stoga's done a nice job of defensively, at pushing up almost immediately. Anytime there is a threat in their defensive third, as soon as they clear it out of harm's way, they're stepping as a group, that back line is, and making sure they create those offsides calls for Pennridge.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Down to the final
6,
seconds.
5, 4.
Just one more clear needed.
2.
They get it from Walton, and that will do it for the first half of action in this 4A championship contest. The Pennridge Lady Rams in front 2-0. We're back with more on the Pennsylvania Cable Network right after this timeout. PCN Select is the best place to watch live sports. Stream the PIAA championships anytime, anywhere. Stream live and watch Pennsylvania sports on demand with your favorite device. Subscribe to PCN Select at PCNTV.com. We welcome you back to Eagle View Middle School halftime of the PIAA 4A Girls Soccer Championship contest. Undefeated Pennridge in front by a score of 2-0 here after the first 40 minutes of action. I think we saw the best from Conestoga in the final 10 minutes or so. So we'll see what the coaches draw up in terms of some adjustments, but let's take a look back at what did transpire. And it felt like really in the early goings of this opening half, Pennridge dominated in terms of possession and opportunities.
Yeah, they came out on fire, especially Lindsey Balmer, just doing a fantastic job on that far side, creating service opportunity after service opportunity, and no one was really able to slow her down. That time, Liv Grenda got an opportunity on the service, kept keeping it high, but Primwhere can't get on the end of it. And then here is Balmer again, cutting back and being so dynamic, and then Primware there for the finish. That one coming with about 29 minutes left in that first half to go up 1-0, and then they had about 4 corners in that first half, did Pennridge, and Anna Croyle missed one early. However, she did not miss on the second to put Pennridge up by a 2-0 score. And then it was Tori Angelo who started getting a little more involved. However, Greta Steggy did a really nice job of denying her of those opportunities. And then Stoga on the other end, just 2 shots on goal in that first half unofficially. So you'd like to see them continue to thrive, especially in that final third, and create a little more opportunities. I think they had the better chances in the final 10-15 minutes of that first half. So if you're Conestoga, you hope that you can continue to build off that here in this second half.
Let's look at second-year head coach Dean Mariotti. She was a JV on that team that was here in the state finals in 2021, JV coach and assistant, in the finale, and said she took a lot from that experience. And, some of the things that she's really preached over her couple of years in charge is that mindset, right, in terms of situations and knowing how to handle them. And of course, I imagine not going to change a whole lot, but I liked some of the adjustments they made in game to start creating more offense.
Yeah, I would agree. They moved a couple players up. We saw Janie Laughlin move up top, and she created about 2 opportunities for Stoga late in that first half. And so I like the movement. I like putting some different players back on that back line. I think they started to handle what Pennridge was trying to do as that first half went on from a defensive aspect. And then I think because of that, it led to a little more possession in the midfield, which then in turn led to more chances on the offensive end.
Pioneers lost in the quarterfinals of the state tournament last year here in the state championship game for the 3rd time in 5 seasons. And of course, Pennridge in front 2-0, looking to continue their unbeaten season and come back to this stage and take home gold instead of silver like a season ago. Keep it here on PCN. We're back with the second half of action right after this timeout.
Student athletes in high-impact sports are at high risk for severe injury and more likely to be prescribed painkillers. 1 in 15 people who use prescription painkillers will try heroin within 10 years.
Take a seat in the courtroom and see the real-life cases affecting Pennsylvanians today. Hear the arguments from both sides with full transparency, exclusively on PCN. Watch the Commonwealth, Superior, and Supreme Courts on cable and the PCN Select streaming service. Visit PCNTV.com for the complete schedule. PCN, Pennsylvania Politics and Policy.
It's that time of year again when footballs and pumpkin spice fill the air, and Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Give your friends and family the feast of Pennsylvania with a donation to PCN. You'll be supporting programming bringing you the best in Pennsylvania sports, history and culture, and politics and policy. Go to PCNTV.com to support PCN.
PCN depends on viewers like you and your generosity. PCN receives no tax dollars. Please consider donating today. Go to PCNTV.com and help PCN continue to bring you the best in Pennsylvania sports. Getting set to kick off the second half in this 4A Girls Championship contest here in the state of Pennsylvania. A couple of District 1 teams clashing for the second time in a title contest here in the postseason. It was a 1-0 victory for Pennridge in the District 1 finale. It is a 2-0 lead at the halftime break. Both of those goals coming in pretty quick succession. I would say that Conestoga was able to push back late. Kind of need to continue that here in the second half. The Pioneers in maroon, they are the home team. The Lady Rams in white as the visitors. Christy Fulkerson, Cassie Schmidt here with you as part of the PCN team this weekend. 8 total championships, girls and boys side. We've seen some good ones already.
Yep, Central Columbia starting us off with a 4-0 victory in 2A. It was Camp Hill getting it done on the boys' side in double overtime. A lot of goals to be had, I think, too, so far.
I think so. We saw a 4-0, or I guess 4 total, open our day. 4-0, the District 4 champs getting it done. And then double OT on the boys' side. I mean, you gotta have a little drama when it gets to the championship stage.
Of course. Makes things more fun.
Bonus soccer, as we like to call it. You and I live for bonus soccer. There's nothing more exciting than, you know, sudden victory, golden goals, a little bit of everything. Pennridge had their way, as we mentioned, early on in that first half. Curious to see if they make any adjustments. And I think both teams told us prior to the contest, we don't adjust to, we don't necessarily make changes game plan wise for our opponents. I mean, we're pretty confident in the style we play, but everyone makes adjustments in game. And we know that Conestoga is a team that plays with a lot of different formations. This is a dangerous one on a deflection. Forces DeMoss to make the stop. Sometimes pressure can result in those kind of chances.
Well, I've said that a couple times here just today, and obviously this only being our second game here on PCN and 2 games on the girls' side. But sometimes, like you mentioned, pressure can result in a mistake to happen on the other end. And in that chance, I mean, pressure, and here we go again. Tori Angelo on the other side applying that pressure and not allowing them to get out of their defensive third. So it's a work ethic, and that pressure usually leads to good things.
Here is Primware, has one of the goals for Pennridge. Her cross does not get through, uncontested, cleared away by Francione. Goals in this one coming from Haley Primware, Anna Croyle. Angelo had a couple of dangerous opportunities in the first half. Expect a few more.
Yeah, I think defensively, that was the biggest adjustment for Conestoga coming into the second half. Just being a little more aware of where everybody is moving, keeping everybody in front, and having a little more tenacity when it comes to winning the ball, especially an aggressive nature, too, when things are in the air, as we see Steggy get to the ball first there for Stoga. So I think defensively, Stoga's made the right adjustments, and then just taking it up a notch, I think, offensively. You saw the way that they were controlling a lot of that in the latter half of the first. See if they can continue to build off that, though, here in the second.
And as we know in the game of soccer, a lot of that starts in the midfield and kind of controlling that area of the field, which the Rams did a great job at early on, as Ballmer is able to slot one through, almost making a connection there with Primwhere. Steggy and her defender able to stop the threat. She'll punt it away back to midfield.
It's a prime example of what a good service can do. Nobody for her own team is there, but still a deflection can even happen, and that could result in potentially an own goal.
Through ball intended there for two different players charging forward. It was Kemmerly and Grimes. It's a 2-on-1 situation, and the Rams are able to clear it.
Yeah, nice effort between those two, and Kemmerly and Grimes, again, just applying that pressure on the back line of Pennridge.
Here is Kemmerly, keeps it low, great one-time shot, and into the back of the net it goes. Janie Laughlin puts the Pioneers on the scoreboard.
And it's a great service. We talk about how crucial those low, well-driven balls into the box are, whether it's hitting off a defender, whether it connects with one of your teammates. Obviously, that time it's Laughlin to get a really nice touch on it, a one-time touch with her right foot. Taking a look at Kemmerly's service, it's a beautiful ball, well-driven, right to the foot of Laughlin, and keeping it low, going right foot, right corner for now a 2-1 score. So we talked about such a dangerous score because goals change games, and now Conestoga feeling a little of that energy and momentum go their way.
Less than 5 minutes into the second half. That's goal number 6 of the season for Laughlin. Knew she only had time for that one touch and made it count. She's played a strong game. We talked about her in the first half too, what she did defensively and contributing at the other end as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've loved that adjustment, right? From moving her up into that offensive part of the field.
Angelo tries the one-timer. High, but no problem for Steggy. Another win in the midfield. Here is Kemmerly. Gets it ahead for Grimes. Grimes tries to cut it back and gets the shot. A smart play, knowing another defender was coming, but she shoots it wide.
Yeah, and she's even looking for the right foot, right corner, right a little bit across the face of goal, because she's shifted a little bit right to the left side when you're looking at where she is inside the 18 to the goal frame. So a nice touch that gets by one defender and has to flight it over to the right a little bit, but a little off balance, and so she didn't get the cleanest of looks, but another really great opportunity there from Lauren Grimes.
Throw in along the near sideline for Carboner. Looked on by Kemmerly. Laughlin again in on the action. Here is Kemmerly trying to slot that one through, denied by Croyle.
That's a great read by Croyle there, just to step and read that pass all the way through.
Sophie Craig with the look to the outside to start an opportunity along the flank. Interrupted and cleared. Laughlin, quick one-timer back to Kemmerly. Little step over. Creates some space, and it's won by Malone. Malone gets around her opponent, but goes right into the official.
Talk about wrong place, wrong time. Just that time it's the official.
Have a drop ball just before midfield. Another win out of the air. That was Mills. You can see the defense pushing up. Rams trying to get forward, but the Kemmerly sisters are still pushing ahead. Grimes drops it back. Kemmerly right back to her. Croyle will see it out for the goal kick. Christy Fulkerson, Cassie Schmidt here with you for all the girls' title games this weekend. Saw 2A this morning, of course 4A ongoing. Got single A, triple A coming up on Saturday. Also have volleyball and field hockey championships here on the campus of Cumberland Valley High School. A lot of sports action to conclude some sports here in the fall season. Still have football a couple weeks away.
Very busy on the campus of Cumberland Valley. A beautiful campus at that, too.
What a day. 60 degrees here on November 17th. Here is Balmer. Deflects off the defender, so a corner kick coming up for the Rams. Got exactly what she wanted out of the opportunity.
Yeah, heck, I'd take a 60-degree any day, but especially in November.
I know you prefer the 85-degree days.
I really do. If it was 80 all the time, I'd be totally fine with that. So Pennridge will send 2 again to the corner. Now, Conestoga has not made the adjustment of sending 2 out with them, so Pennridge does have the opportunity here to take advantage of that one-up situation.
Try the left-footed long ball, though. It curled towards the goal.
Balmer almost getting a second chance opportunity on that one.
And Kiewak frustrated with her touch there, trying to keep it in, looking for Angelo. Palmer with a beautiful one-touch, looking inside, some extra with the push there. Primwhere to the back of the net, 2-0. Or her second goal, I should say, 3-1. Just an outstanding job to continue with the play. And again, I think Conestoga thought they were going to get a foul.
Apparently, that is the theme today. Play until the whistle blows, and it's a really great move by Steggy to come off her line, and I thought she did have possession here to win it, but I don't think she had enough, and it's unfortunately it's the defender who knocks it away from Steggy's possession, and Haley Primware just there for the taking with 30 minutes and 45 seconds to go to extend the lead back to 2 for Pennridge. Just a job well done by Primware to stay with that.
That must be what I was trying to get out when I said 2-0. The goal differential back to 2 as Primware puts away her second. But I mean, it transpired fast, and you're right, live. You see the bodies tangled up and the goalie, you know, kind of taken out of the play. You get immediately frustrated. But Primware doing exactly the right thing, scooping up that loose ball and putting home her second of the game, 13th of the season.
Yeah, Primware really coming on strong. We talked obviously a lot about what Liv Grenda has done for this team, and Tori Angelo, no doubt about it. But Haley Primware, a player you certainly can't forget about in her senior year. You already mentioned it, 13 goals now on the season, 12 assists. She also had a goal in the state final a year ago.
Such great experience to be able to get back here, and some of the usual suspects on the field in terms of contributors from that team. They lost just one senior. Joey Tomlinson went on to play at Robert Morris from last year's runner-up squad, and I remember talking to Coach Anderson about how that's the game plan to come on back. We actually saw her in the semifinal round. We were able to catch that game against District 11 champ Parkland, and we said, hey, good to see you. You told us you'd be here. She said, that was the plan.
It's funny, we've also talked about manifesting things with Coach on the other side for Conestoga and Coach Mariotti, and manifesting's a real thing, guys. I mean, when you talk about it and you believe in it, and like I said, we've seen it happen on both ends.
It's another program that's made a living here in the state finals. They haven't had a title since 2008, but they fell to Boyertown in 2019, to Moon in 2021. I mean, getting to this point, it's a pretty big deal for these programs, and to do it repeatedly says a lot about the leadership, you know, the focus, the dedication with everybody in the program. Corner kick comes right back out for the throw-in.
Yeah, right. It's one thing to talk about it, but to be about it too is another.
Foul called against Pennridge. Free kick coming out for Conestoga. Or vice versa, boy.
We switched
Am I losing
sides.
it? I'm losing it right now. What day is it?
Well, both keepers, I'll give you that, are wearing some sort of yellowish tint. So they kind of look
Yellowish tint. I
I'm
believe
try-
one is green. Thank you.
trying to help you
I
out
believe
here.
one is green and one is yellow.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
you know what?
Listen,
Then that's on you.
it's, you know,
It happens.
just making sure everyone at home is on their toes.
Right,
It's
exactly.
important for people to
Exactly.
pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got 4 games this weekend, folks.
Oh, boy. 4 games that we look forward to every year to be
We
able
really
to come
do.
back and see the season finales for all these classes. We're lucky to work in sports throughout the course of the year and see some of the matchups in the Lehigh Valley area, but to see the best of the best meet on this final stage, I mean, it's exciting.
Such a blessing, no doubt about it, just to see the talent that is on this field for all 4 girls' games. And obviously we get a little bit of the boys' games and watch that action too on PCN, but it is a blessing. And to know how much talent is in the state of PA is so fun.
Pretty sure this is Greta Steggy on the goal kick here coming out for the Pioneers.
You are correct.
Okay, thanks. We're back on the same page here. 27 minutes to go. Rams in front 3-1. They were up 2-0 at the halftime break. Conestoga able to put one away less than 5 minutes into the second. A little fire, I think, under Pennridge a little bit. Answered back less than 5 minutes later.
Well, I have to continue to go back to what Coach Anderson told us before the game, and not only what she hopes to be the difference from that first meeting in the District 1 championship to this one here today in the state championship is finishing chances. It's an area of the field that they haven't maybe been at the best at all season long, but especially when you talk about winning a state final, it comes down to the little things, and that was a large part of their game plan coming into this one today, is being able to finish chances. And right now, that's kind of been the difference. We saw Tori Angelo late in that first half kind of miss some opportunities, and it almost felt like, well, is Conestoga going to take advantage of those missed opportunities? They come within 1, only down 2-1, but to be able to respond right after that and go back up 2 is big.
Here's Liv Grenda able to use her body to get around 1. Good help defense on that back line. That was Carboner coming across. Balmer pushes her way inside, and we will have a whistle, a kick coming out for the Pioneers. I think finishing is the hardest part of the game of soccer. If it was easy, we'd have 6, 7, 8 goals every game. I mean, and we know in the best contest, it's 1-0, 1-1, 2-1. I mean, it's an art, but it's also, you're going up against the best defenses in the state too. So everything comes with some more pressure, less time, less space.
And we've said it a couple times today too, just that act of finishing sometimes comes to even a mental focus side of things, finding that little extra bit of focus in the biggest moments in crunch time, or when it's you and only one other player. As we take a look at this foul call here, obviously some extra on the push, no doubt about it there.
Free kick deep, trying to get to Kemmerly. One right back by the Rams. Mills keeps it in off the head.
I thought that was a nice save here on this touch line near side.
Brown nearly able to keep it in. She'll retreat. The Rams keep coming. Gabriella Howley now on this right side. Talked about her. Spark off the bench this year as a freshman as Angelo. Her shot is deflected. A couple of bodies get tangled.
Not out of harm's way just yet. Her and Grenda both missing those close range opportunities almost inside the 6. And then Balmer can't bring it down to get a second chance on that service. Taking a look at it one more time. It was a cutback, though, by Howley to allow that service to happen. A nice play by LePage, and then the clearance can't get out. Nearly a handball almost as well in the box.
Back to live action. That was a cross sent in there from Balmer. No problem for Steggy. Long range shot from Grenda. I think it caught Steggy off guard, but Grenda makes it a 4-1 game in favor of Pennridge.
Yeah, and that's just really good finishing. We talk about it time and time again, how that makes a difference, and who else but Liv Grenda, too, to put on a clinic in terms of showing us how to finish the ball. And I think you're right, possibly catching Greta Steggy a little bit off guard here, and I don't know if it was necessarily the timing or the way that this angle came in, but she didn't get a good jump on it, or at least the timing of the jump did not allow her to make this save, and it's a great finish, finding the lower left-hand corner.
Goal number 27 this season for Liv Grenda. We talked about her to open our telecast and what she's been able to do in her career, and right come back do the Pioneers. DeMoss scoops it up and will punt it away. Grenda will play at the University of Dayton next year. School record career goals, as you see kind of the laser and the power that comes from her shot.
Yeah, I think a lot of power. It might have even gotten a deflection off the defender as well, because I think the defender being there is what cut off that vision from Steggy.
Here's Angelo with a cross. Second effort defensively to not allow that shot. Kiwak keeps it alive. Back to Angelo. Gets around one. And Steggy makes the diving stop with Balmer waiting in the wings.
Yeah, and obviously that's a moment that doesn't go down as a save, but obviously it's a huge play by Steggy to come off her line there and make sure that service did not get into a more dangerous area and ultimately find the foot of Balmer, who was right there.
Balmer in a heck of a battle with Carboner along this near sideline. She's one, too, that has that versatility as an outside back, a center back. Balmer will come off the field.
Number 17,
Riley Williams will come on for the Rams.
Balmer will go to Westchester University next year.
Got quite the lineup in terms of players going on to the next level for Pennridge. As Blannett sends one into the center of the box, quickly cleared away. Got Drexel, Eastern Kentucky, Albany, Lock Haven, Westchester, Seton Hall, Dayton, Syracuse, Charleston.
Just to name a few.
I mean, just to name a few. For this Pennridge team, awfully talented, as Grenda able to flip one over the top again with Angelo coming in. Makes contact there with Steggy, and she's slow to get up.
Great job by Steggy coming off her line there. Dominating presence to make sure she was the one to come away with the ball.
Steggy will play college soccer as well. She'll go to Tufts University. There's another look at the opportunity.
Yeah, Grenda floating one in another dangerous area. I think that's been the biggest difference, but Steggy just applying that pressure and being first off her line and first to that ball.
You know, Conestoga has a handful of players also moving on to play at the next level, not just soccer. Lacrosse, Boston University, Naval Academy for Chloe Brown. Ava Stagnero going to Boston for lacrosse. Got basketball with Marissa Rancioni. Free kick just outside the box, headed away. It was Malone again.
"20 minutes to play in this one as the Pioneers continue to try to mount some sort of comeback. They've done a nice job of responding after goals and have applied pressure on that back line. It's just been kind of finalizing those opportunities in the final offensive third. They just haven't been able to get too many of those clean looks. And when they are getting them, you know, they've only been able to take advantage of them once.
And I think Pennridge has made an adjustment to and trying to take the Kemmerly sisters out of the equation. They haven't had a whole lot of touches since that goal here when it made it a 2-1 game early in this second half.
Yeah, and we talked to, you know, Coach Anderson before. It's really a defensive awareness. You're not man-marking anyone. You just have to be aware of where your most talented players are on the field, and I think that is the adjustment they made after that goal.
Free kick coming up for Conestoga, substitute in first. That is Janie Laughlin, who has the team's lone goal. One out of the air by the Rams. Quick one touch to put it back in. Another win on the back line.
Yeah, Sophie Craig doing a fantastic job of not just winning the first, but the second opportunity as well, which ultimately cleared it out of harm's way.
Here is Kemmerly. Gets it back to the left, slots it through. Flicked on, cleared away by Mills.
It's one of the first touches on the ball we've seen from Natalie Yarmark today.
Clearance from Mills, the sophomore defender. Very reliable this season, as we've seen on display tonight, as Angelo goes down after some contact from behind, and we're going to have a stoppage and a yellow card likely coming up for Stagnaro.
Yep, Stagnaro will get the yellow. I thought it might have been just a talking to. As we take a look at the foul. I think it's just coming from, obviously, from behind, but it's the grab of the jersey that makes it a little bit extra, and so yellow card worthy for Stagnaro.
So she'll sit for 5 minutes. Kate Kemmerly returns to the game, leading scorer. We talked about her to open our telecast as well. Sophomore. Coach Mariotta described her as a player that has that great touch. She's very composed as an underclassman. Also just the skill, the ability. You want to try to get the ball at her foot, and Pennridge has done a nice job of shutting her down here.
Yeah, Kemmerly's great one-on-one. She's got great touch, and she's a great dribbler all around. But to your point, Pennridge has not allowed those opportunities to really come in the way of Kate Kemmerly.
Good win there by Francione. Right back come the Rams, though, sent in by Blanet. Nobody on the other end. Mills
For Pennridge, number 11,
sends it right back to Steggy. Kemmerly shields off one. A little extra body contact will result in the whistle. And a kick coming out for the Rams with 17.5 to play in this 4A championship contest. 2-0 at half. 4-1 now in favor of the Rams.
2 second-half goals from Pennridge, a second from Primwhere and Grenda, the one to make it 4-1. Obviously, we saw Laughlin from Conestoga try to make it a bit closer in what was just a 1-goal deficit at the time.
Stoga looking to get pressed forward. Yarmark intended target on that pass. Carpenter again sends it right back to Mills. Grenda will settle. As Riley Williams, here she is on the right side, chips it across. It's a dangerous one and a one-time shot there. You don't even call it a shot, but Howley gets a body part on it, bidding for her 11th of the season.
I'm gonna give her a shot on that one. Not on frame, but a shot.
It counts.
Yeah.
With our unofficial stats that we're keeping.
Right, exactly. Taking a look at it one more time. I like the service. This has been the difference. I think the services are coming a little bit sooner, at least off the foot of Riley Williams, putting it in a dangerous area, though nonetheless, just can't find the back of the net there.
I like that Williams didn't waste any time. A couple of touches, sent that ball in, and knew that Howley was going to be there.
I think the biggest difference in why Pennridge has continued to press high and has continued to get a lot of the opportunities in the final third is obviously the pressure. That's one thing. And that results in continuing to press forward. But I think those clearances just haven't gotten out of harm's way the same way Pennridge is doing defensively. Conestoga hasn't been able to do the same thing. They're getting the clearance, but it's either going right back to a Pennridge player or simply just not going far enough out of their defensive third.
Two in the corner. Again for Pennridge, they'll go with the long ball. Croyle bidding for number 2 off a corner kick header.
Again, still struggling to get that clearance in a big way, really out of harm's way. Pennridge continues to just keep pushing and put it down their throats. Anytime those clearances go out, it ends up going right to a ram and then forced right back into that final third.
Working against Casey Malone. Kemmerly able to get some support. They're just not able to keep possession.
Yeah, not making those connections in the final third right now either are the Pioneers.
The PIAA Championship games are the exclusive property of the PIAA. Television coverage is licensed to PCN, whose exclusive rights are protected by federal copyright law. Finish that in a moment. Nearly had a shot. Any retransmission of any kind or other use of the television coverage of this game without the express written consent of the PIAA is prohibited by law. Quick counter the other direction for Conestoga. Yarmark working again. 1-2 shot, not a bad idea from long range. Pushed all the way up there was Allred.
Yeah, I like it too, because I think even if, you know, you're looking for a shot, it's a good one. It has enough behind it, certainly enough pace too to obviously test DeMoss there, but also even if it's not a shot and you're looking for more of a service on that opportunity, you're still putting it in a dangerous area.
Conestoga working to the left side. It's Brown. Ahead for Grimes and knocked away. I'm going to say this is against Mills, and it'll be a kick coming in for the Pioneers.
Yeah, taking a look at it one more time. I think it's just contact from behind. I know it's a lot of contact, but I don't think she extended too much to necessarily warrant a call. I like the aggressive nature there from Mills.
Kira Kemmerly on the service. DeMoss goes up for it. Contact made there on the keeper, and it'll be a corner kick. Another set piece opportunity for the Pioneers.
Just the second corner here for the Pioneers in this second half. Third overall, unofficially, for the game.
Couple of subs coming back in on either side.
Number 8, Mackenzie Hogan.
Jesse Moylan, one of those for the Rams, quickly to get in on defense here for the corner. This one goes beyond everybody. Kemmerly really working to try to get a touch, then able to operate in those tight quarters for a shot, just not able to.
Yeah, it's a great individual effort, though, from Kemmerly, just continuing to work through, try to win possession back. She's got 5 defenders on her in that moment, and I honestly love the corner kick opportunity. It just, unfortunately, nobody was on the end of it. It traveled far enough where it got to the far post, where if somebody connects on it, you shoot it or try to touch it back across the face and maybe get something, you know, a shot on frame or even a goal. Just unfortunate from the Pioneers, not able to get anything on it there.
This is Gabby Herman also into the game there on that last substitution for Pennridge. That pressure helping the Rams win the ball back.
Yeah, tough touch from Grimes there, not able to keep it. And Pennridge taking advantage.
She is again with the cross. Herman not able to connect. Blanet stepping up. Kemmerly works along the sideline. Little poke to her sister. And a long ball to the left side. 2 players running on. Grimes with a great one-touch. Mackenzie Hogan has to track back. Fresh legs coming in off the bench. Kemmerly tries the long-range shot, and it's blocked away by Craig.
Yeah, Craig has done a nice job defensively here today. You know, we haven't had to say her name too many times, which is probably a good thing, being a defensive central midfielder. But she's contained everything, kept everything in front of her, and obviously denied a lot of those Kemmerly opportunities from Kira or Kate. So you have to credit Sophie Craig for the way that she's played.
The older Kemmerly, Kira, 32 in maroon. Tonight we'll go to Northwestern, just a junior. Talk about sisters. They have different styles in terms of how they play the game, but you can see the creativity with Kira and how she's able to generate some of the opportunities as a playmaker. Younger sister Kate, though, just hasn't been able to get any clear shots off in this one.
Yeah, she's pulled back a little bit more so in this second half, trying to both defend and try to get something going in the midfield to help the offense, I think, a bit.
Here is Hogan. Tries to get that one over to Allred. Balmer.
Balmer switching over to that far side on the left now. She's been pretty dominant with the ball on her right or her left, and so interesting to see the way that she continues to attack, but on the other side now.
Here's coach Audrey Anderson, 12th season as head coach of her alma mater. Dangerous spot. Grenda looking to control along the end line through traffic. Looking for the corner kick. It will be a goal kick, however.
Yeah, great job defensively by Francione, just continuing to stay with Grenda, making sure she's aware of where she's at, being patient in the defense, not necessarily having to win the ball there deep in its defensive third inside the 18-yard box, but does the right thing and sticking with it and earning a goal kick.
Try that quick pass. Doesn't get through. Good anticipation again by Pennridge. Conestoga back on it now. They'll try the long ball over the top and use their speed, but no surprise, Aretha DeMoss read it all the way.
And it's not a bad decision to go long there. I really liked it with two players, obviously in Grimes and Hogan being up there and both of them having great speed, but the pass itself is just way too straight on, way too vertical, and so that makes it that much easier for DeMoss to be able to come off her line and get to that one first.
Conestoga working out of the back end there. Francione thought she had kept that one in.
Thought she did too. Great effort from the defender, though, to not give up on it.
She's another one that had to change positions this year, holding center midfielder in the past in that center back position, a real vocal leader for this Conestoga team. And as you can see, rain coming down over the last few minutes as Grenda nearly gets loose for a shot. One is high over the crossbar from a few yards back. That was Jessie Moylan, who scored a goal in the semifinal game against Parkland. 5-0 win on Tuesday. It was about 50 degrees colder on that day.
About. Pretty chilly.
Another dangerous ball across the center of that 6-yard box.
I had my Under Armour on that day, if that tells you anything.
Great look down the left flank. Grimes with the cutback, looking for that service to the middle. Had Kemmerly, just can't make the connection.
Yeah, it's a great service. It's hard. That's a hard ball for Kate Kemmerly to try to take a one-touch and keep it in her possession, especially with the defender there right on her. But I like the service to go back inside that time by Grimes. A nice cutback to give her that time and space to look for Kemmerly on the inside, but just can't haul it in was Kemmerly.
Stagnero working against Balmer. Conestoga getting here to the finale with wins over Manheim Township in the first round, 3-0. Tight one with Fox Chapel in the quarterfinals, 3-2. North Allegheny in the semis, and you can see some Reserve players coming in for the Rams who were able to beat Mechanicsburg, Downingtown East, and Parkland to get back to this point. It was on this same field, Cassie, as we know, where they lost last year to Central Dauphin, and in a prime area for a shot, it's blocked away. Huge stop on that back line once again. She's played outstanding. That's Carboner. Under siege these last few minutes from the Rams.
Yeah, she's been great one-on-one defending, but she's also not afraid to put her body on the line there to take a shot off the foot of Grenda.
Number 32, Tori Angelo.
Kemmerly poked off of her foot by Grenda.
Brown that time doing a nice job of getting to that ball before Angelo could get a clean touch on it.
We saw some subs, some of the, starters back into the game for Pennridge. They're just so deep.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have some reserve players, if you want to call them that, coming in off the bench, you don't notice any letdown across the field, and that's a testament to this entire team, this program, what they've been able to do this year, going 24-0-1, won 21 straight games since a draw in their 4th game against CB East.
Yeah, play certainly does not drop off, and I think the best sort of example of that is, you have to practice against someone, right? You know who your starters might be, and it could be the same 11 and maybe differ 1 or 2 players, but I mean, those practice players and those reserve players that have come off the bench, and we've seen it in the last couple minutes here, are just as important, not just from an energy standpoint on the sidelines, but also too being able to come in and add that depth, add that extra spark, and those are the players too you're practicing against. So you don't think about it necessarily all the time, but it's those practice players that actually make you better come time for game time. And so that depth and that talent that Pennridge has allowed them to practice well, prepare well, and train well for the moments like this.
And I think the same can be said for Conestoga too. I mean, they're not going anywhere in terms of state tournament runs. I mean, talking to Coach Mariotti, she said they have 78 girls in the program. They've got a varsity team and 2 JV teams, an A and a B team to develop players. I mean, it's so great to see, right, in the sport of girls soccer and continuing to develop players and to not have to cut all of those girls, right, to have something, in terms of developing skill and being a part of a state run like this. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and it only means good things for the future of girls soccer, obviously, especially in District 1 with the teams over there and how many players and how big the schools are, obviously, in the 4A class. But to see that many girls want to be a part of a program like that and who want to play the game of soccer, it only bids for good things in the future. You even can see on the sidelines all the youngsters who are so excited to watch their role models and those that are on this varsity team on both sides of the ball for Pennridge and Conestoga, cheering them on and wanting to be those girls in a few years. It says a lot for the way the cultures are run and the programs are run and what these little ones can expect.
There's a lot of little ones along the fence. They don't mind that it's raining.
No, they probably love it.
They're loving life right now, watching their favorite soccer players in the final game of the season. We are under 2 minutes to go. There they are, looking on in anticipation. Lots of green in there, so I'm going to go with Pennridge fans.
At least in that little
grouping.
that group.
Yeah.
We obviously saw Pennridge win their semifinal game against Parkland, and they were some of the first ones out on the field to join in the celebration.
Had handmade signs and everything. I mean, I think that's what's cool about the state tournament as well. It's a community that helps get you here, supports you, and is behind you the whole way, as Kemmerly, again, is denied on a golden opportunity there with a shot in deep. And we'll have a goal kick. I think initially we're hoping they could get another set piece from the corner. That will just about do this one as we were into the final seconds, final minute of action in this 4A championship.
And yet still never letting off the gas is Pennridge.
Just seconds away from an 8th consecutive shutout. Did not allow a goal until today. apologize, that goal in the second half, ending that streak of 7 in a row. I mean, this is a team that does not give up much. And that's really, I think, you could say the basis of how they got back to this point. And after taking silver a year ago, the Pennridge Lady Rams are taking a gold medal and championship trophy back to Percy, Pennsylvania. 4-1, the final score in this 4A championship.
Yeah, and well-deserved. And we talk about the talent that this team obviously has, the depth that it has, and having a couple different goal scorers. Obviously, Haley Primwhere coming away with 2, Anna Croyle on the defense coming away with 1, and obviously Liv Grenda, one of the best players to come through this program, tacks on another to ultimately make it that 3-goal lead and a 4-1 final score in favor of the Lady Rams.
Give credit to Conestoga, too, pushing back early on in this second half, but they get it done with the two final goals coming from Pennridge. They are the District 1 champs. They are your state champions as well. Keep it here on PCN. We're back with more of the medals and championship trophies to be handled out right after this timeout. Four to 1 is your final score in this PIAA 4A girls soccer finale. The Pennridge Lady Rams completing an unbeaten season at 25-0-1. They claim their second championship trophy in the last 4 years, and a valiant effort from top to bottom, dominated early, were able to weather the storm with some pushback from the Pioneers. But let's talk about our Lebanon Valley College player of the game today, and just an outstanding job from Haley Primware.
Yeah, she really was all over the place today and got on a lot of these services and the clearance that didn't come out in the way that Conestoga wanted. Primware was there to take advantage. Obviously, she started the scoring off, but then she came up big in a really clutch moment that obviously ended up pushing the lead back to 2 to make it 3-1 for her second goal of the day.
The player of the game is sponsored by Lebanon Valley College, listed #1 in Pennsylvania for job placement is Lebanon Valley College. So congratulations to Haley Primware with a pair of goals in this championship victory, and to the Pennridge Lady Rams head coach Audrey Anderson. I mean, they fell here on this field to Central Dauphin a year ago. They made a pact, a goal to get back to this point, and did one better, leaving today with gold.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you talk about the manifesting and planning and obviously wanting to come back into this situation, doing it in front of a great crowd, in front of the youngsters who obviously look up to those players. They're superheroes and stars. And so, yeah, like I said, it's one thing to talk about it, but they certainly were about it in coming away with a massive victory and a 4-1 result.
You talked about Primware starting the scoring in that 12th minute. They led by 2 at halftime, and then you saw Conestoga cut the deficit in half. That could have gone one of 2 ways, and again, Primware able to cash in to make it a 3-1 game, and they just piled on from there. A couple goals in 7 minutes for a final of 4-1. And the Rams, you got the sense we're not leaving without the gold medal after losing just 1 player from that silver medal team a year ago. Congratulations to Conestoga on an outstanding season. This just their 4th loss of the year, 21-4. Their final record coming out of the Central League, their first title in that department since 2018. 5th appearance in the finals for both of these programs. They don't come away with gold, but you have to imagine, in terms of experience for so many players and contributors on this team now, and as we talked about waiting in the wings in terms of the numbers they have in the program, this is hugely valuable looking forward for the Pioneers.
Yeah, obviously 6 seniors in their starting lineup, but 5 of them, a combination of 3 juniors and 2 sophomores, will return. And in a same token of how Pennridge was motivated to do it and come back here and win gold the second time around, I have to imagine Conestoga will be feeling the same way come 2024.
Let's turn things over to the PA announcer here as we hand out our silver and gold medals after this 4A title contest.
To their team. Number 17, Neela Aline. Number 2, Isabel Allred. Number 33, Chloe Brown. Number 7, Alyssa Burkus. Number 26, Madeline Fox. Number 11, Marissa Francione. Number 10, Victoria Gauthier. Number 12, Lauren Grimes. Number 8, Mackenzie Hogan. Number 13, Harley Carboner. Number 23, Kate Kemmerly. Number 32, Kira Kemmerly. Number 97, Emily Klaber. Number 99, Catherine Klaber. Number 15, Margot LePage. Number 1, Janie Laughlin. 00, Catherine Logan. Number 18, Sophia Masseri. Number 24, Emily Morrow. Number 21, Talia Metz-Tapatis. Number 28, Caitlin Mirzwa. Number 98, Izzy Montalvo. Number 25, Georgia Rios. Number 22, Sydney Schwartz. Number 29, Isabel Selig. Number 9, Eva Stagnaro. Number 0, Margaret Steggy. Number 14, Amelie Stewart. Number 16, Mara Walton. Number 35, Natalie Yarmark. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to our runner-up, Conestoga, on a great season. At this time, we would ask representatives from Conestoga to come forward and accept the 2023 PIAA Class 4A Girls Soccer Runner-Up Trophy. Now, let's meet our champions from Pennridge. We would ask head coach Audrey Anderson to present the medals. Number 40, Anna Croyle. Number 25, Sophie Craig. Number 36, Liv Grenda. Number 10, Ava Kiwak. Number 44, Casey Malone. Number 29, Haley Primwhere. Number 30, Lindsay Balmer. Number 19, Meredith Blannett. Number 32, Tori Angelo. Number 42, Addie Mills. 0, Cece DeMoss. Number 21, Hannah Primware. Number 27, Bryn Constanzer. Number 16, Jessie Moylan. Number 14, Gabby Herman. Number 17, Riley Williams. Number 24, Gabriella Howley. Number 11, Caitlin Peace. Number 8, Grace Natitis. Number 9, Kaylee Thuran. Number 35, Sam Rosenberg. Number 18, Mia Patolik. Number 12, Avery Runk. Number 38, Peyton Rabinowitz. Number 13, Natalie Walter. Number 1, Olivia Buckman. Lauren Murphy. Kate Brashear, Emma Schaefer, and Jenna Gagliardi. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask representatives from Pennridge, Anna Croyle, Sophie Craig, and Liv Grenda, to come forward and accept the 2023 PIAA Class 4A Girls Soccer Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Pennridge.
Your 2023 champions, the Pennridge Lady Rams, get it done here after finishing as runners-up a year ago. 11 seniors on this roster concluding their high school careers with 2 state golds and a silver medal. A whole lot to be proud of for this group and head coach Audrey Anderson.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and played a pretty fantastic game when you look at it. 4 goals in a state final against a really, really good other side in Conestoga, and a couple different girls getting involved in that. Obviously, you talk about the seniors and what it means to them, but certainly a lot to be proud of, not only when looking back on their careers, but obviously this game here tonight.
Outscored their PIAA opponents 21-1. Not too shabby for the Rams of Pennridge. That will do it for our live coverage from this 4A girls title game. 4-1 is your final score. 2 goals coming from Haley Primwhere, our player of the game, as they get it done here on the field where they finished as runners-up a season ago. It's the 2nd title in school history for Pennridge. For our entire PCN crew, for my partner Cassie Schmidt, I'm Christy Fulkerson. Thanks for watching PIAA Championship Soccer on the Pennsylvania Cable Network.
PCN and the PIAA, bringing the best of high school athletic championships to you. PCN and the PIAA are Pennsylvania sports.